my name is Mindy, and it's nice meeting you, Sunny.
Nice to
Right?
meet you too.
So, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing fine too. Thank you so much for asking.
Mhm.
Well, anyway, what do you want to do today?
I chose an article from the beginner part, the first one.
Mm-hmm. Mm, okay, so the first one is,
Losing
hold
eyes.
on. Yes, losing eyes. I will share it to you, okay? Or
Okay.
do you have a copy?
I have a copy on my computer.
Okay, but do you want me to share it so that you can also
No,
see
not
it
really.
on the screen? Or okay. Okay. Well, anyway, losing eyes. So I think you've already read this, right?
Uh, okay.
Or do you want to read it again?
uh, yes. Good. I will,
Okay.
yeah,
So
read it again with
let's
you.
start by reading.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Losing ice. Researchers say that Greenland lost a record amount of ice last year, 586 billion tons. A new study says that such an amount would be enough to cover the US state of California in more than 4 feet of water, and that equals 140 trillion gallons. Greenland is melting faster than ever, and the latest record has shattered 2012's record. Scientists say that this is a direct consequence of climate change. The melting ice contributes to a rise in the sea level, which could lead to dangerous flooding along coastlines. Last year, Greenland's melt alone added 0.06 inches to global sea level rise. That may not seem like much. However, according to scientists, it is an astounding number when you consider how huge our world is.
Okay. There you go. But first, I want us to start with pronunciation.
Hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah,
Okay. So the word zero, you don't read that as zero, but you read it as zero.
zero. Okay,
Yes. Okay. So I
0.06.
never heard.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. So I never heard any mispronounced words from you aside from the word zero. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So now let's go back to your article. So losing eyes. Last year there was actually an article related to this, wherein um, they are starting to lose the ice glaciers. It is melting already
Yeah.
starting last year. So
Yes.
what can you say about this article?
Um, what can I say? I think it is a phenomenon of a sort of phenomenon of climate change, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, as the article mentioned, it is very big issues for
Mm-hmm.
us to mm, lead to dangerous flooding along
Mm-hmm.
coastlines. So in
Mm-hmm.
Korea, this summer there were a lot of typhoons and
Uh-huh.
flood. So I think it's a very big issue because I think it will happen every summer. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not
Mm-hmm.
confined only this year, and I think it will happen every year. So we have
Mm-hmm.
to prevent this kind of climate change and damages from nature.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how we can prevent this kind of
Uh-huh.
damages because it
Mm-hmm.
is the consequence of our behaviors during for
Uh-huh.
decades. So
Mm-hmm.
it is
Okay.
the very natural consequence of our
Mm-hmm.
bad our
Actions, right?
bad behaviors.
Exactly. Well, I totally agree with you. So imagine if this will continuously happen,
Mm-hmm.
right? So there are a lot of incidents that will happen, like flood, like what you've mentioned. Korea is experiencing a lot of heavy rains this summer, right?
Yeah, right.
I've heard from one of my students that actually this year was the first year that you guys experiencing such kind of heavy rains,
Mm-hmm.
because last year it's not like that,
Yeah,
right?
right, right.
Okay. So, well, anyway, I think one of the best things that we can do is to help our Mother Earth, right? Because it says here that this is because of the climate change.
Mm.
But what is causing the climate change? You said that it's the bad behaviors, right, of
Yeah,
human beings living on Earth, right?
yeah, right.
So, can you tell me what do you think are the bad behaviors that you have that are contributing to this climate change?
Uh, I'm not sure, but there are many factors that contribute to environmental pollution.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh,
Uh-huh.
I think toxic gases from factories and car exhaust are the primary causes of air pollution.
Mm-hmm.
And um, when the water becomes polluted, it takes a heavy toll on planets and animals.
Mm-hmm.
So, mm, I think, uh, yeah, we have to protect our environment first.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think it's a very
Okay.
small thing, but we have to reduce our trashes and we have
Mm-hmm.
to, mm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yes, I agree with you. The simple things that we can do on our own, like for example, do not throw garbage anywhere,
Hmm.
right? If you see a garbage, pick it up. If you know that you can just simply throw it away in your own house. And
Yeah.
I think in our house, we also need to do some segregation of our garbage, like biodegradable, non-biodegradable,
Mm-mm.
the plastics, right?
Yeah.
Because these are the very little thing that can really help, even if it's just a little way of helping. It will bring big impact, right,
Yeah,
with the
right.
climate change.
Mm.
So imagine if millions of people in the world are throwing garbage everywhere. So what
Mm.
would the earth look like, right?
Yeah, right,
So
right.
I think that's one of the big factor. We have to start within ourselves, right?
Mm. Yeah, right. And I think
So
one
if
of
I
the,
may ask, uh-huh.
yeah, solutions we can do is uh, reduce the uses of plastic,
Yes,
because yeah,
exactly.
I've heard that Korea alone produces a staggering 8 million tons of plastic waste every year.
Oh.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I think reducing both production and consumption is the only way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
yeah, so more and more, this realization is becoming widespread. So campaigns to
Mm-hmm.
reduce plastics are in full swing in Korea. So the
Mm-hmm.
government recently announced plans to cut by half the amount of plastic waste by 2030.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
companies are getting on board trying to reduce the use of plastics in their products.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Okay.
a
Well,
good
yes.
example is the policy of getting rid of plastic straws in coffee shops.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Yes, that's why a lot of coffee shops nowadays, they are offering to have the reusable cups, right? Like a
Yeah.
tumbler, things like that.
Mm,
I think that's really a big help.
Mm.
Even here in the Philippines, this plastics became a big issue. And then
Oh.
suddenly we heard a lot of news that some of the restaurants and coffee shops, milk tea shops here in the Philippines are offering to buy reusable tumblers and
Oh, I
even the
see.
straw.
Yeah, I think it's very good at the environment.
Hmm.
So, in
Yes.
Korea, uh, laws have been put into effect to prevent giving
Hmm.
disposable cups to people who buy drinks
Hmm.
at coffee shops to stay. So,
Hmm.
store owners who fail to comply must pay a stiff fine.
Hmm.
So these
Yes.
policies
I have.
come with some inconveniences, but such efforts will
Hmm.
surely help to protect the environment.
Exactly. At first, it might be really hard because we are not used to doing this kind of things, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
I
it's
think
very
through
inconvenient.
practice and through time,
Mm-hmm.
right, we can be able to, get along with doing this,
Mm,
right?
yeah, right.
I
Yeah,
have a
it's,
question though.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, in supermarkets or in grocery stores in Korea, are you allowed to use plastic?
Plastic
I
bags.
mean, when you buy something, because
Uh,
usually in the grocery store, right? Before you have to use plastic bag, right? When you
uh,
buy something.
yeah, if you want to use plastic bag, you have to pay more extra money for that. So it is kind of, yeah,
Mm-hmm. Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Ah, I see. Well, you know what? Here in the Philippines, specifically here in the city that I am living,
mm.
we are not allowed to use plastics, and the supermarket and the grocery stores are not selling plastics as well.
Oh, I
What they
see.
sell is, we call it here as eco bag because it is a
Uh,
bag that is made of cloth, wherein
uh,
you can reuse it.
I see. So whenever you go grocery shopping, you have to get that eco bag, right?
Yes, it's either you will buy eco bag from them or you have to bring your own.
You can buy that from the
Yes,
store. I see.
from them. So
Mm-hmm.
they replace the plastic from using eco bag. So it's really a
Mm,
big help here in this city. And if they will caught you buying plastic anyway, there is a consequence.
uh, oh, I
You
see.
have to
Yeah.
pay for a fine. So I think it's also a big help.
Yeah, right, right. Actually, it's
Yes.
a plastic bag is also a culprit behind environment pollution. So yeah,
Mhm. Mhm.
it's very good way to protect the environment.
Mhm. Yes, that's right. I agree with you. Now let's try to move on with your vocabulary. Let's start with equal.
Equal to be the same size or amount.
Okay, so when you say equal, the amount or the size is the same.
The same.
So let's say the two of us, we have 100 pieces of bread. So you will have 50 and I will have the 50. So we have the equal amount. The
Mm.
size, the quantity, the value are all the same.
Yes, right.
Got it? Okay, so next one, consequence.
A result or effect, usually an unpleasant one. Actually, before reading this article and this vocabulary, I didn't know the meaning of cons. Actually I know about a result or effect, but I didn't know about the part of
Mm-hmm.
usually an unpleasant one. So I think I
Yes.
can use this word in the positive, pleasant uh, sentences, but it
Not
can not.
really like in a bad way, right?
Hmm.
You can use it in a positive way or in a negative way. Wherein when you did something wrong, the
Uh,
result that you will get is get caught throwing garbage everywhere. The
Mm,
policeman saw you, so you will pay something, right? Or
uh,
worse is you will go to the jail.
I see. Mm,
Okay, so it really depends on how you are going to use it in a sentence.
I
Okay,
see.
but in the dictionary, it is described as a negative way. Okay.
I see.
Next, astounding.
Astounding. Very
Hmm.
surprising or shocking. I think its
Hmm.
synonym word is astonishing. Ast- Astonishing,
Hmm.
right?
Yes, astonishing. That's right. That's
Astonishing.
correct.
Yeah, right,
Hmm.
right.
So surprising, shocking. Let's say your friend told you, "Hey, Sunny, I won $100 million today." And you're like,
I'm very
"Really?"
astounding.
Like that. So surprising.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Astonishing to be. So I think we're done with this article. Do you have
Uh-huh.
questions? Do you want to clarify anything?
Uh, Actually, I have a question about studying English
Mm.
because
Ah,
these
yes.
days I usually study English very hard by myself. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't think my English skill is improving than I expected. So I want to use more complex sentences or
Mm-hmm.
various expressions. So how to do
Mm.
that?
Okay. If I may ask, do you like reading or watching English movies?
Yes, these days I usually watch Modern Family, the American drama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So if you are watching or reading English shows and English books, reading
Mm.
English books, I will suggest you to write the vocabulary that you don't understand. For
Mm.
example, you heard a new word. It's a new word for you because this is the first time that you heard this kind of word.
Mhm.
Write it down in a notebook
Oh.
and then look in the dictionary for the meaning. Search
Mhm.
how are you going to use it in a sentence, how to pronounce it correctly. And you know what? Day by day, there are like new vocabularies that you will encounter and you will learn.
Mm.
I remember when I was still a student, I used to write the words that I don't understand. And then
Mm-mm.
I will look at it in the dictionary. And then every day I am trying to read them and then understand what it means, try to use them in a sentence, things like that. And then you will never notice that, oh, I know this word. If you will encounter it again, oh, I
Mm.
know this word,
Mm.
right? So it is really going to be a big help and additional help in your vocabulary bank.
Mm. Oh, I see. Okay, I will try that way. Yeah.
Okay. And do not think negatively that you are not improving. Always say that I am improving. Okay. Of course, negative energy will attract negative energy as well. So think
Mm.
positive.
Okay.
Even if it's just, a very small improvement in yourself, you have to celebrate that because you are improving. Okay.
Okay. Thank you for your advice.
You're welcome. But anyway, since we don't have much time, Sunny, I
Yeah.
really had fun talking to you today. Thank you for booking in my class. Take
Mm-hmm.
care, okay?
Take care, you too.
Bye.
Bye.